Mauricio. Umansky family drama police have been called in the family drama involving Rob BA star Mauricio Umansky. He has been dealing with his father Eduardo Umansky and his well-being. Sadly, it keeps taking drastic turns that are unexpected. So, what has happened this time around? Keep reading for more details. Mauricio Umansky is dealing with his marital issues as he and his wife are OG Kyle Richards called it quits. They split after nearly 30 years in July 2023, and it has played out on their respective reality shows. Mauricio had 2 seasons of Netflix buying Beverly Hills, which has since been AED, that picked up where Beverly Hills left off when it came to his 4 daughters. Dealing with the familial separation, he has since moved out of the home he and Kyle shared and is now dating philanthropist Nikita Khan. They have traveled and are living their lives sadly back at home. The real estate mogul doesn't just have his marital drama to deal with, he also has issues with his father Eduardo's longtime partner Simon Tibia. She allegedly has been taking advantage of Eduardo and holding him hostage from his children. Mauricio and his sister Sharon filed to be conservators of Eduardo's estate. Sharon also filed a restraining order against Simon, claiming that she had been aggressive with her. She was granted a permanent restraining order where Simon must stay 100 yards from Sharon. This will go until 2029, but it was apparently not enough, according to In Touch Weekly. The police were called due to the situation involving Simon. Mauricio Umansky's sister Sharon Umansky Benton was forced to file a police report, though it is unclear what Simon did to warrant this. Sharon did request that charges be filed against Simon. The siblings have been working tirelessly to protect their dad, who is 81. He worked with Mauricio in real estate, but they believed Simon was feeding off of him and his money. Mauricio Umansky's sister has Simon coming after her as well, though that is likely not to bode well. Then he is in hot water for a federal lawsuit brought against the agency for greed. He has worked from the ground up to build his business, which has been documented on Robe and may have been the cause of his marital problems. Kyle Richards was ready to slow down in life, stop drinking, and work out. That was not what Mauricio was looking to do just yet, and they struggled. Are you surprised that all of this is going down in Mauricio's life, and might this bring him and Kyle back together? Let us know and watch Rob BH November 19th on Bravo. Amanda has been a professional freelance writer for over a decade, holding both a BA and an MA. Her passions include animals, iced coffee, gnomes, summer music, and Vanderpump Rules. Our OB police called into Mauricio Umansky family dramath world of reality television has been no stranger to drama. But when it comes to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, or OBH, the stakes are often higher and the scandals more explosive. Among the primary families featured in Robe, the Umansky family, headed by real estate mogul Mauricio Umansky, has been a focal point. However, this season the Umansky name has found itself in the limelight, but also embroiled in a high-stakes family drama that led to the police being called a turbulent family tapestry. Mauricio, the husband of Robe star Kyle Richards, has spent years building his real estate empire, while Kyle herself has been a mainstay on the show since its inception. Their marriage, although often portrayed as a fairy tale romance, has faced its share of rumors and challenges, most notably their complex family dynamics. Together, Mauricio and Kyle share a blended family with daughters from Kyle's previous marriage, their 2 daughters together, and a shared commitment to keeping the peace in their household. Yet beneath the surface, the Umansky family is far from immune to the strains of fame, fortune, and personal conflict. This season on RAH, tensions between Mauricio and his daughters, especially his eldest Alexa Umansky, have bubbled over, culminating in an explosive argument that led to a police intervention, a dramatic turn in what was already a season full of high stakes. The incident that shook the family drama started off relatively innocuously, with the Umansky family struggling to maintain a semblance of normalcy amid the pressures of their public lives. As with many families, there are disagreements. Some minor, some major, but things reached a boiling point when Alexa, Mauricio's eldest daughter from his marriage to Kyle, expressed deep dissatisfaction with the way her father was handling a business deal in a world where Mauricio's real estate deals are often multi-million-dollar transactions. His family had a front row seat to the highs and lows of his high-powered profession. The argument reportedly began when Alexia confronted her father about what she perceived regarding a real estate project Mauricio was overseeing. For Alexia, it wasn't just the business dealings that were the issue, it was the feeling that her father was prioritizing his career over his family. A simmering resentment about Mauricio's often absentee parenting became the fuel for the fire in the heat of the moment. Emotions ran high, and what began as a heated discussion quickly escalated. Sources close to the family suggest that Alexia raised her voice, demanding that her father acknowledge the emotional toll his long hours and focus on work had taken on the family. Mauricio, in turn, became defensive, asserting that his hard work was what allowed them to live the lifestyle they had. What followed was reportedly a shouting match, with both sides hurling accusations. The police Argus tensions reached a crescendo. It became clear that the situation was spiraling beyond anyone's control. In what can only be described as a dramatic twist, Kyle Richards, ever the peacemaker in the family, called 911, while the exact details of the 90,011 call remain under wraps. The authorities were called in after Alexia allegedly became physically upset. Though no reports of violence or threats emerged from the incident, police arrived at the Umansky family home to assess the situation, and the scene was reportedly tense. While no arrests were made, the presence of law enforcement was enough to send shockwaves through the family and the rob of fan base alike. What was initially thought to be a standard family dispute had now escalated into a full-blown crisis involving authorities and sparking headlines in the tabloids. Family fell up after the incident. The family tried to come together to salvage their relationships, but the damage was already done. Mauricio, already feeling the weight of his high-profile career, struggled with the fact that his own daughter had called him out on national television and had in essence forced his hand in a very public way. The emotional toll was palpable. On the other hand, Alexia seemed to feel justified in her actions, asserting that her father's emotional neglect had reached a point of no return in the wake of the altercation. It was Kyle who was left to mediate, a role she had often taken on during times of family distress. While Kyle and Mauricio have been able to weather many storms together over the years, this particular issue was more personal. Kyle herself as the bridge between her daughters from her previous marriage and Mauricio's biological children, and this moment put a strain not only on her relationship with Mauricio, but also with her daughters. Kyle was notably absent from some of the post-incident family discussions, and it seemed like she was torn between supporting her husband and being there for her daughters. According to insiders, there were several tear-filled heart-to-hearts with Kyle, asking her family to come together for the sake of peace, but it was clear that the rift would not be easily repaired. Mauricio's public response in typical Umansky fashion. Mauricio addressed the drama head-on, though with the poise that one would expect from a seasoned real estate mogul. During an appearance on Watch What Happens Live, Mauricio commented on the incident, acknowledging that family disagreements were a normal part of any relationship, but making it clear that he was deeply hurt by the entire situation. "I love my kids more than anything in the world, and for anyone to think that I'm not giving them my attention or love, well, that hurts." Mauricio explained. He emphasized that his commitment to his family and career were not mutually exclusive, though he admitted that work often took precedence in his life, leading to feelings of neglect from some family members. At the same time, he took a subtle jab at the public nature of the drama, expressing frustration that private family matters were being aired on a platform that millions of people watched. Mauricio's comments sparked an outpouring of support from fans who believed he had been unfairly vilified. while others argued that the friction in his family was a necessary part of the storyline that was unfolding on ROB. Kyle's perspective. Kyle Richards, too, spoke out following the incident, reflecting on the emotional aftermath of the fallout. In Instagram post, she wrote about the complexity of family dynamics, acknowledging that, like many families, the Umansky were not immune to tensions and disagreements. It's difficult when your family is torn in different directions, and as much as I want everything to be perfect, sometimes it's just not. Kyle shared. She went on to say that despite the difficulty, she loved her family dearly and hoped they could find their way back to harmony. While Kyle remained supportive of Mauricio, her post also highlighted the deep fissures in the family that would need to be addressed. Support for her husband. It was evident that the situation had put a strain on her relationship with her daughters, and Kyle was left grappling with how to navigate her role as both mother and wife. The broader impact on ROB. The drama within the Umansky family became one of the defining storylines of the season, but it also raised larger questions about the impact of reality TV on real-life relationships. The public nature of ROB has always magnified the personal struggles of its cast members, but with the police called in to handle a family dispute, the line between reality and performance blurred in a way that left fans questioning whether the Umansky could ever fully recover from this very public incident. As the season continued to unfold, the storyline didn't fade into the background. Instead, it became a poignant reminder that even the most seemingly perfect families have their struggles. Fans, many of whom had followed Kyle and Mauricio's journey for years, expressed sympathy for the family, but also acknowledged that their on-screen presence sometimes came at the expense of personal peace. The future of the Umansky family gears up for its next season. Many are left wondering what the future holds for the Umansky family. Will they be able to repair their relationships and find a way to move forward, or is this family drama the beginning of a much larger unraveling? For now, Mauricio and Kyle seem committed to their marriage and their family. However, the fallout from this public dispute will likely continue to play out in the tabloids and on social media, keeping fans guessing as the world watches. The Umanskys will have to find a way to balance their public personas with the quiet, difficult work of healing their familial bonds. The road ahead will be anything but easy, but for a family accustomed to the spotlight, it's just another chapter in the drama that has become the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.